I'm Jake Elder, and this is my visual essay as to why the character from the movie Rushmore, Max Fisher, is similar to Holden Caulfield's journey as a character. Unlike other rebels such as the devilishly handsome Jim Stark in Rebel Without a Cause, the cleverly cunning Ferris Bueller in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and even the scruffy, adventurous archaeologist Indiana Jones from the Indiana Jones series, Max Fisher and Holden Caulfield are undeniably similar. We will discuss and compare the thematic elements and events that take place in J.D. Salinger's 1951 novel, The Catcher in the Rye, to that of director Wes Anderson's Rushmore. Let's begin.
I'm sorry, did someone say my name?
In the movie Rushmore, Max Fisher is a pretentious 15-year-old student who is avidly involved in extracurricular activities at the prep school Rushmore.
Sharp little guy. He's one of the worst students we've got.
However, his grades put Fisher on academic probation and later suspension. In the story of Catcher in the Rye, we find our 16-year-old protagonist Holden Caulfield, an intelligent yet hypocritical and sensitive teenager who is struggling academically at his prep school pregnancy prep, and therefore expelled by the school council for his inability to cease his grades. Both Holden and Max are students at a prep school who, due to their inability to put efforts in their studies, must leave the school temporarily until changes occur in their efforts in school. However, both characters are excellent in one subject, English. In the novel, Holden's own roommate, Ward Stradler, knows of Holden's ability to write a great descriptive essay, as he asks Holden to personally write him the essay for him and states, "Just don't do it too good. That son of a bitch Hartzell knows that you're a hotshot in English, and he knows you're my roommate. So you don't stick all the commas and stuff in the right place." We see that Holden is known for writing not only by his peers, but by his own English teacher, Mr. Hartzell, as well. In comparison, Max Fisher is accepted into Rushmore because he wrote a brilliantly executed one-act play in second grade about the Watergate scandal. Later on in the film, we see Max's literary plays performed in a wide array of characters, props, and sets. Both characters are extremely well versed in writing, but when it comes to social life, they struggle to keep their heads afloat. Lastly, a little fact they share in common is that they are both head managers of the school's fencing team. In the terms of family, there are slight similarities and differences between the two characters, but in the end, they still come out the same. Holden is raised by his two parents and have three other siblings: his older Hollywood writer and brother D.B., his younger intelligent and innocent sister Phoebe, and his deceased younger brother Allie. However, Max is an only child and is raised by his father. Like Holden, he lost a loved one at a young age, that of which being Max's mother. The relationships both characters share are similar in the way that they treat their parents, as they try their best to unassociate themselves from their parents. Holden tells the readers that, "I'd go away. I decided I'd never go home again, and I'd never go away to another school. I decided I'd just see old Phoebe and sort of say goodbye to her and all, and give her back her Christmas dough, and then I'd start hitchhiking my way out west." Holden shows he'd rather spend time having a sentimental goodbye with Phoebe rather than his own parents. In contrast, Max lied to his father, telling him that a planned post-show dinner was for casting crew only, when in reality it was for his older friend Herman Blue and his eccentric love for Miss Rosemary Cross, which of whom we will talk later. When it comes to conversing with other people, both Holden and Max are very deceitful. In addition, they can be very manipulative and have clever ways to get what they desire most. However, these clever ways never seem to follow through. For Holden and Max, they both try to lie about their age in order to gain pleasures in life, which includes smoking at a young age and underage drinking.
Well, I didn't know we were going to dinner.
That's because you weren't invited.
Take it easy, Max.
You were the one that ordered him a whiskey and soda.
Can we get a check, please?
What do you think you're doing?
Getting a check.
No, you're not. Excuse me. I just want to thank you for accommodating us. You see, we only thought we were going to be three, but someone invited himself along, so I apologize.
Quite all right, sir.
Okay.
Very well.
You're being rude, Max.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to figure out why you brought this gentleman to my play and my dinner, which was invitation only. Would you like me to pass the creamer, Doc?
Yes, please.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? You hurt my feelings. This night was important to me.
How did I hurt your feelings?
Oh, my God! I wrote a hit play! And I'm in love with you.
In addition, this includes fulfilling their sexual desires. When introducing himself to a prostitute, Holden claims his name is Jim Steele and he is 22. Of course, Holden's plans to make love that night were scrapped and instead winds up being brutally attacked that night for not paying his full amount. In comparison, Max uses his manipulative abilities to gain trust with older adults, especially women. By doing so, he creates a false sex god persona to his peers around him.
I've been watching you. Showboat, always talking, picking a kid like dirt because his mother's a great piece and then getting nowhere. Like everything you do. Big show, no results.
What do you call getting a hand job from Mrs. Calloway in the back of her Jaguar?
A fucking lie?
You think I got kicked out for just the aquarium? Nah, it was the hand job. And you wanna know something else? It was worth it.
We find this when Max falls in love with the school's first grade teacher, Miss Rosemary Cross. Unlike Holden, Max has a charming, suave ability to him, to which he uses to try and swoon Miss Cross. He does his best to do things she only likes, like bring back the Latin Club, or, hey, build an aquarium for her.
Oh, hey, Coach Beck, good to see you. This is where we're putting in the new aquarium. I'm on charge of the committee, if you can believe it.
Max even goes as far as to fake an injury to get inside her house, into her room, and try to start something there. Of course, that didn't. In the terms of behavior, both Holden and Max have a short temper and tend to use physical violence against those accusing them. Holden, for example, gets perturbed by Stradler when he does not give any information on whether he and Jane had intercourse and lashes out at Stradler, only to have his rear end handed to him. Like Holden, Max uses violent force when someone doesn't agree with him.
Every line matters.
Get off my back!
Don't fuck with my play! Hey, break it up!
We later see this use of unnecessary force when Max goes to talk with his principal in order to sabotage Miss Cross and Herman Bloom in their love affair.
So your latest attempt at sabotage backfired.
Lastly, we will look at Holden and Max's friends and villains. Holden always complains about Robert Ackley, a tall, round-shouldered kid whose teeth looks as if they had never been brushed. In some form or another, Ackley seems to be finding something to pick on with Holden. With Max, Magus Butchum is the Scottish equivalent to Ackley and always seems to be trying to pick a bone with Max.
Don't get nasty, brother.
Later on in the film, however, this rivalry becomes one of friendship and acceptance of each boy's
You
personality.
saw this shite.
Nothing. I just think you're right for the part.
I always wanted to be in one of your fucking plays.
I know you did, mate.
Although Max Fisher may not have a younger sibling, he does have a young friend, Dirk Holloway, who is much like Phoebe. Phoebe and Dirk are similar because both of them seem to have a better understanding of growing up, better than Holden and Max. For example, Holden is distraught when the record he bought for Phoebe broke, which was a symbol for shattered innocence. Phoebe, however, keeps the shattered record, thus proving she is more than just a child. Like her, Dirk forgives Max for lying about giving Max a hand job in the back of a car. Yes, you heard me correctly, he forgave him. But this just shows he is more willing to be more mature about things than Max himself is. Lastly, there's Herman Bloom. He is the owner of a multi-million-dollar company and the father of 2 identical sons, and shares his boys with his recently divorced wife. Bloom is like the 21st century Holden who parallels Max. Bloom sees his life as miserable, nonchalant, and wishes there was more to it. In addition, he is an adult who acts like a child, while Max is a child who tries to act like an adult. Much like Holden in the novel and Max in the movie, Bloom seeks something new. For Holden, that was trying to stay young, and at the same time, be an adult. For Bloom, this new thing is to love Miss Cross, no matter what the cost. When things don't go their way, They feel sorry for themselves and for the potential love interest. It's interesting that these three parallel each other in such a way, even though they have somewhat of different intentions. Now, there are other characters in the film worth mentioning and drawing comparisons to, but I feel it might be between the movie and the book. Both characters share one major important piece of additional article of clothing: the red tomato hats. Max and Holden wore these hats only when they felt comfortable with themselves, which for Max, he learns to live. Both stories told by writers Wes Anderson in Rushmore and J.D. Salinger in The Catcher in the Rye focus on the stability and life of young teenagers dealing with life's issues and concerns. Maybe the similarities were not intentional, but they were way too evident to miss. Both have stood the test of time and have seen their days of lower demise, and both have seen many nominations and praise. If it were true that Anderson purposely wrote the script for Rushmore as an homage to The Catcher in the Rye, I am glad to say he did so in an honest retelling of what Holden Caulfield's life in a modern retelling based in a different era would look like. I'm Jake Elder, and thanks for watching.